Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. Obviously, C9 just had a very rough start to the LCS season. They started out super weak. Their opening week, the return of Jensen. Yes, they had Fudge only on like 1 or maybe even 0 days of scrims. He's coming off COVID. They have an academy bot lane or a substitute bot lane or whatever. But still, the fact that they went 0-3, a little bit rough, a little bit disappointing. But in this video today, we're going to be talking about some very exciting news for Cloud9, putting that first week behind them, getting into the rest of the season. And we're also going to be talking about just how LS was wrong. But first, today, a word from our sponsor, which, of course, if I can get the page to load 1 second, is going to be Prize Picks. This is daily fantasy made easy. They have a very nice website and app. You can go to prizepicks.com or download the app today in the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store. You just pick over/under on player props to win up to 10 times your cash. You can see, obviously, they have like some sports stars here where you just pick over/under the certain props. But the awesome thing is they offer esports. They offer LOL esports, LCS, LEC, LPL, LCK, EU Masters, MSI. They're going to be doing Worlds, all that kind of stuff. So if you guys want to go check out Prize Picks today, make some picks of your own. They're actually going to match your first deposit up to $100 if you use the first link in the description below. Prize Picks is a really fun, exciting, and easy way to add a little something extra to the games that we're already watching, that we're already enjoying. Just add a little bit something to it. So hopefully you guys check them out. Thank you so much for Prize Picks. And with that being said, let's get right into today's video. So some of the good news for C9 that I wanted to start out with was this. This is something that we were expecting. This isn't totally, like shocking, breaking news, anything like that. But this is C9 Porty tweeting out green card boys. Him having his green card, obviously awesome. But then also Sven. Not only the fact that Sven has his green card, but Sven is back in Los Angeles. I know we already knew like he was on his way back or he was flying back, coming back, whatever. We saw his Twisted Fate green card tweet and all that stuff. We knew he was going to be coming back, but he is now obviously in Los Angeles. He's in the United States. This is very exciting. This is some great news for Cloud9. Cloud9 has had some very lackluster support play over the past split and now into this split as well, with Winsome maybe being the 7th or 8th best support in the LCS, maybe lower. And then we had Isles who came in. He wasn't really looking like he was going to be the answer for Cloud9 either. And then now we have Destiny, who has looked pretty rough to start the season for Cloud9 as well. So that is the good thing for Sven, is the bar is already pretty low. Again, even despite having the 7th, 8th, 9th best support last year, or last split, C9 was still a top 4 team, and at times during the regular season, they were a top 2 team. So C9 is obviously good enough to where they don't need Sven to come in and be, like core JJ to make it to Worlds, or even to be a really good team, maybe even to be a title contending team. But if Sven can come in and be even serviceable, C9 is going to be in business. C9 is going to be in very good shape. But if Sven comes in and is able to be good, maybe like some people think that he can be, he's a grinder. He has a ton of experience in the bot lane. He himself says, and a lot of people say, support is probably not the hardest position in the world. And he's been a world-class 80 carry at times in his career. And that maybe is a little bit more difficult. But hey, who knows? We'll see. But Sven is here. Sven is back. And it looks like he will be returning to the LCS as a support in week 2. But what we were talking about as far as LS being wrong today is a little bit more exciting news. This is obviously, the clip from LS that started this all, I guess like 2 weeks ago at this point, 10, 11, 12 days ago, something like that. This clip from LS talks about Berserker's passport.
What happened to Berserker? Autumn met him for sushi or something, and Berserker lost his passport, and his passport also had the visa in it. So now he has to, and this happened like a few days ago or something. So he has to get a new passport, and then he also has to reapply for everything for the American visa. And usually that process takes like 4 to 5 weeks, sometimes 6 or something. So I don't know. So he might not be there until like week 4 or something. I don't even know.
So obviously that was kind of interesting. That got a lot of people talking. There were some people, that were excited that LS is still giving us updates about the LCS and Cloud9 and all this stuff. And obviously he's a knowledgeable guy who has a lot of connections. He hears a lot of things. He talks to a lot of people, and he obviously has some deep rooted stuff in Cloud9 as well. But there was also some people that were like, hey, this is a little bit weird. LS obviously has some inside information into some of this stuff, and he's, talking about some of these things. Maybe he shouldn't talk about some of this stuff. Maybe it's kind of weird. Maybe we don't like that he's talking about some of this stuff. I saw a lot of that, especially coming from like the Cloud9 subreddit and things like that from maybe Cloud9 fans of like, hey, should this guy really still be talking about us and talking about situations like this? But LS threw out the number of, hey, this could take 4, 5, maybe even 6 weeks. He could be out until week 4. But thankfully, again, LS was wrong about this point. Now, he just said it could be. I'm not saying LS is like a liar or anything like that, but I'm just saying LS threw out this number, and it turned out to be incorrect, whether it was just a guess, whether it was an educated guess or whatever. And that is, we saw Berserker tweet out, "Let's go destroy LCS." This was June 19th at 7:23 a.m. my time. He's on a flight. This is obviously in Korea. This is headed back to the United States. This was so exciting to see because, again, Sven, we don't know how he's going to be. Sven could be a good support. He could be a bad support. He could be just an okay support. Anywhere in between. Who knows? But with Berserker, we know a little bit more of what we're getting, and we know the ceiling is so insanely high. This guy is a blue chip prospect. Really crazy to say, but it's absolutely true. One of the best prospects in the world, and he is on Cloud9. He is in the LCS, and last split, at times, he had pop-off moments. He helped Cloud9 win some fights, win some games that they had no business winning, and that's with a support that was just not great, and probably even holding them back a little bit, and with the Cloud9 team that wasn't necessarily great. There was times where Summit was trolling, he was inting. I still don't really think Fudge ever ended up being a very good mid laner, and again, a support that was not very good, but now they have an upgrade in the mid lane. They have a maybe more consistent top laner, and they could potentially have a better support. I think this could really unlock a whole new level for Berserker. I think this could be so exciting, and I've even gone as far to say that this could be potentially the beginning of maybe an MVP campaign for Berserker if he's able to really put things together, if him and Sven are really able to click. I think the storylines are really writing themselves. I think this is all coming together perfectly. You have C9, who started out 0-3. You have Berserker, this godlike AD carry coming in, and if Berserker is able to come and pop off, and C9 has some insane end of the season where they have some great record, like say with 15 games left, say Cloud9 goes 12-3, say Cloud9 goes 13-2, something like that, you have the very easy storyline. You have the very easy narrative of like, hey, look at this team without Berserker. They were 0-3. They lost to Golden Guardians. They were looking really rough. They were looking really ugly. And ever since Berserker came in, this team turned it around. Now they're a top 3, top 2 team, whatever. Obviously, it's not going to be all Berserker, and some of it was just King maybe not being very good, or King and Destiny not being very good together. But I think the LCS broadcast could potentially really take that narrative and really run with it. And if Berserker continues to have those amazing pop-off teamfight moments, and Cloud9 is a top 2 or 3 team in the summer split, again, I think it could make a lot of sense. So I think this is very exciting. We also got this new up-to-date tweet from C9 Thorgasm, who is the team manager for Cloud9, who said, "The main character will always show up when you need him the most." And this is obviously Berserker back home. This is Berserker in Los Angeles. He was leaving Korea. He has made it back safe and sound. He is all in one piece, and he is ready to go for week 2. Hey, this didn't take 4 weeks. This didn't take 5 weeks. This didn't take 6 weeks. I don't know if C9 had to pay some extra money to expedite the process. I don't know if the process went faster because Berserker already had, the passport and visa and all that stuff, and he just had to get it again, if they just had to pull some stuff back up. Or maybe LS doesn't have the most up-to-date information on how some of this stuff's going. Maybe some of this stuff's getting faster because COVID is easing up. I don't know exactly what's going on, and obviously, I'm just poking a little bit of fun at LS and some of those people as well, and LS and Cloud9 are always going to be intertwined, at least for the foreseeable future. But it's just kind of really funny. Yes, LS kind of had the doomer prediction of 4, 5, 6 weeks, but it really only ended up being 2. And what's crazy is that Berserker got all this done in really a similar time frame to Sven, who had been working on his green card like the whole mini off season. But either way, C9, a 0-3, disastrous start to the season, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Sven is back. Berserker's back. The whole team will be together for week 2. Yes, they won't have a ton of practice or a ton of scrims or anything like that, but they're getting rolling. That's very, very exciting. I think they play Dignitas and then 100 Thieves this weekend. So they will have an easier game to start the season. I think Dignitas is 0-3, but then they will be tested against 100 Thieves and really get to see where they're at. And that's going to be interesting because 100 Thieves and C9, those are going to be 2 teams battling for those 3 world spots. There's only 3 teams that can go. There's four-ish solid teams in North America. I can't wait to watch this full strength C9 lineup play. And we'll finally get to see that this weekend. But that's pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate that so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about Berserker and Sven being back. How do you think this C9 team has looked so far? Jensen, Fudge, Blabber. How good do you think they're going to look once these guys get rolling? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Hope to catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.